Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, can you hear me? Yes, okay.
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, and then okay. While we wait, then first let's offer Mangal Charan. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapasakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijarsahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Anvitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हरे कृष्ण। So I understand the voice is loud and clear.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, good. So today we are supposed to hear from Dev Prabhu. I'll share the screen and then we go ahead. Able to see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, Dev Prabhu, as we do every time, before you start this chapter, you can recite Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva 3 times, and then you can read just the translations. You don't need to mention the text numbers. Yeah.
Okay.
And then read till, I would say till 10. I think that's what we can cover now.
Till text 10th.
Till 1 to 10.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji. Shall I start? Yeah. Yeah.
And I think also somewhere I stopped recording. There's a new, Zoom. That's why I need to find options. Resume, record this. Okay, I hope it did the job. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The great sage Narada continued, My dear king, once upon a time, King Puranjana took up his great bow and equipped with golden armor and quiver of unlimited arrows and accompanied by 11 commanders, he sat on his chariot driven by 5 swift horses and went to the forest named Panchaprastha. He took with him in the chariot 2 explosive arrows. The chariot itself was situated on 2 wheels and 1 revolving axle. On the chariot were there 3 flags, 1 rein, 1 chariot driver, 1 sitting place, 2 poles to which harness was fixed, 5 weapons and 7 coverings. The chariot moved in 5 different styles, and 5 obstacles lay before it. All the decorations of the chariot were made of gold. It was almost impossible for King Puranjana to give up the company of his queen even for a moment. Nonetheless, on that day, being very much inspired by the desire to hunt, he took up his bow and arrow with great pride and went to the forest, not caring for his wife. At that time, King Puranjana was very much influenced by demon, demoniac propensities. Because of this, his heart became very hard and merciless. With sharp arrows, he killed many innocent animals in the forest, taking no consideration. If a king is too attracted to eating flesh, he may, according to the directions of the revealed scriptures on the sacrificial performances, go to the forest and kill some animals that are recommended for killing. One is not allowed to kill animals unnecessarily or without restrictions. The Vedas regulate animal killing to stop the extravagance of foolish men influenced by modes of passion and ignorance. Narad Muni continued to speak. King Prasinna Bar uh, Prasin Prabhuji, can you help me with this word? Prasinna
Prachina Parishat.
Prachina Bharishad. My dear king, any person who works according to the directions of the Vedic scriptures does not become involved in fruitive activities. Otherwise, a person who acts whimsically falls down due to the false prestige. Thus, he becomes involved in the laws of nature, which are composed of 3 qualities: goodness, passion, and ignorance. In this way, a living entity becomes devoid of his real intelligence and becomes perpetual, lost in cycle of birth and death. Thus, he goes up and down from a microbe in a stool to a high position in Brahmaloka planet. When King Puranjana was hunting in this way, many animals within the forest lost their lives with great pain, being pierced by sharp arrowheads. Upon seeing these devastating, ghastly activities performed by the king, all the people who were merciful by nature became very unhappy. Such merciful persons could not tolerate seeing all these killings. In this way, King Puranjana killed many animals, including rabbits, boars, buffalo, bison, black bear, porcupines, and other game animals. After killing and killing, the king became very tired. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Dev Prabhu. How was it reading?
Uh, it was, this is just my second meeting, so there were a few words which were like hard for me to pronounce. So yeah, but it will get better. Yeah.
No, that's, yeah, I mean, we are upgrading from English medium to Sanskrit medium. So these things will take time, but I think the essence is keen, right? That is anyway natural. So we'll enjoy, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's begin. If someone know how did Narad Muni end the last chapter, can someone recollect it? The last verse of the last chapter, or the previous chapter. What did Puranjan become? He became a Krida Mriga. Isn't it? Do you remember still? In the last chapter, there is this verse. Let me quickly go to 25th, and then we start from there. The last one is, this is what happened. Vipralabdo Maheshyavam. So this Vipralabda is captivated by Maheshyavam. The queen, Puranjani, the queen, has captured the king, which means intelligence is covering the soul. Sarva Prakriti Vanchita. And then Nicham Anukaroti Agna Klaibyat Krida Mrugoyatha. This means what happened in this way, King Puranjan was captivated by his nice wife and was thus cheated. It's interesting here we see how Narad Muni is saying that in fact it is nice wife. In fact, it is nice intelligence. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. But how come that we are cheated is because what we see nice in this material world is only a means to get cheated. There is nothing that what we see advancement, it is very nice, isn't it? Science and technology advancement, economic and socio advancement, all whatever we are thinking, we are upgrading and upgrading, which is nice, is actually it's a disguise. It's cheating in disguise. Maybe not straight, not so shamelessly, not so boldly, but this cheating is going on. That's why we call it as nice. Otherwise, we may see, hey, it's a real brutal. If you see saintly people, they'll just clearly have an understanding. Just imagine when a beautiful lady is walking along the street, what happens is there are these three. One is the dog, one is the dog eater, and one is a Brahmana. When the three people are seeing the same dog, the dog is seeing the same beautiful lady, then the dog is thinking, wow, so nice, see, so fresh flesh. That is what comes to the dog's mind, that it can eat, enjoy. Whereas the young, youthful man is saying, she's a perfect match for me, let me take her to the date. So that's what is the thought that is attracting or captivating the young man. And what about Brahman? He is just seeing, hey, there is a walking bag of stool, mucus, and bones. And now, which is the fact? The dog definitely, can it really think, hey, it's a bag of meat? No, it thinks a bag of food. And a girl and a young man is thinking about the young lady. She is, in fact, meant for him. The world is, after all, an object of enjoyment. Whereas a saint, a sadhu, he's saying, no, the fact is, after all, this is a bone, which is, bag. You know, what is the worth of a bag? To just carry things. After the things are uh, mm, used up, there is no need of this bag. So he understands that the purpose of this body is only to maintain a minimum so that one can advance, and in the end doesn't even need the bag or the things when the job is done. So otherwise what happens is he remains. Here we see this intelligence, when it's not in our control, what happens? Even against that poor foolish king's desire, he remained under the control of his wife, just like a pet animal that dances according to the order of its master. So when our mind is uh, affected, and when our intelligence is not sharp, Yeah. We are thinking, no, we are intelligent, isn't it? Did we read yesterday in Prabhupada Lilamrita about brain? Can someone help me? Yeah, everyone has brain, isn't it? Yeah, even the animals have brain. I think yesterday we were talking how Prabhupada was refuting the argument through logic. Yeah, everyone has brain. Yeah, no doubt about it. Even animals have brain, but how are we using that? Yeah, the brain sharp, is the intelligence sharp? When it is sharp, it clearly can cut through what is unnecessary. Just like a chisel, when one is making a very nice art craft with a chisel on a wood. So when he is chiseling, the more sharp it is, the perfection one can attain. Otherwise, when it's blunt, uh, we won't be able to make up anything, and we just don't know what is it. So this is the state of the king. King is in becomes a Krida Mriga, and we will also become a Krida Mriga of in the hands of whom? Not in the hands of wife. Yeah, here we are just not saying that it's about wife. It's about the allegorical understanding that we become pet in the hands of intelligence, and that is the cause of our going through the roller coaster of going from one life to the other life, ups and downs. Once we are in Brahmaloka, maybe as a higher species, but again, because of the intent of enjoying, if the intelligence is blunt, if the intelligence is not sharp to cut through these layers of materialism, then what happens is that we are just captured, we are just caught, and what happened? We become a Kridamraga. In this particular chapter, Narad Muni is saying, Ekada, yeah, everything happens one day, right? Isn't it? So Ekada Maheshwasa Ratham Panchashvam Asu Gam Dvisham Dvichakram Ekaksham Trivenum Pancha Bandhuram. So here Narad Muni is saying, you know what, the king, my dear king, once upon a time King Puranjan took up his great bow and equipped with golden armor and a quiver of unlimited arrows and accompanied by 11 commanders. So we'll go one by one. What does these mean? The three verses here explain how the material body of living entity is under the control of three qualities of the external energy. We know that we are in this material world. There's this impact of energy. We cannot deny that we are not influenced by energy. There is always some energy. Eh, don't we feel that there is energy from sun through which we are nourished? There is the sun energy of gravitational force due to which everything is intact. Huh? There is even gravitational attraction between the planets so that those planets do not collide. At the same time, yeah, they maintain the path orbit. There is sound energy. There is water energy, there is air energy. We know how we are tapping energy through these things. So this metal world where we are living is definitely is energy form through which everything is maintained. This external energy, the body itself is the chariot, if you see, and the living entity is the owner of the body. Well, what happens is when the energy is more influential, then we think, okay, just when, for example, when there is a cyclone or when there is um, heavy rain, inundation, and all these things, yeah, how can we think, hey, no, we are under the influence of those things. We cannot do anything. We are, after all, tiny, insignificant living beings. Yeah. We have to understand when we come in this understanding, then we become tiny, definitely. But actually, we are Tatastha Shakti. There is lots, innumerable energies of that. There are three kinds. What is that? Bahiranga Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, and Tatastha Shakti. Bahiranga Shakti, which is confidential internal potency of the Lord, which is also called Yoga Maya. So the Lord in the spiritual world and also in the material world, he is uh, uh, engaging in wonderful pastimes with the devotees, and yeah, through that he is enjoying. Yeah, that is his internal potency. That is called Bahiranga Shakti. Sorry, Antaranga Shakti, I'm sorry. And then Bahiranga Shakti, Bahi means outside. Bahiranga Shakti is that the Lord also has a special energy through which the whole material existence is also maintained. And then there is living entity, Jivatma, who are none other than we. Yeah. So we are having a privilege. Tatastha means we are on the border. If we want, we can be in the internal, we can be part of that internal energy of the Lord, through which we can engage in His service and relish, what is it called? Satchit Ananda, bliss. Eternal bliss is possible only when we understand this, that we understand our relationship with the Lord, and we, after understanding our relationship with the Lord, engage in that kind of activities will keep us always in the internal energy of the Lord. So everything works miraculously and meticulously under the influence of the Lord's internal potency. And when we have a separate desire to enjoy independently, then the Lord also allows, by creating this whole material world, where He provisions everything so that whatever our material desires are there, that we can fulfill them. So, in fact, this means that Lord is the owner of these energies, even us. And then in the Purport, Prabhupada is writing that the body itself is a chariot, and the living entity is the owner of the body. So this body is not we. Whatever we are thinking, who am I? When I stand in front of the mirror, I can see I am this body. So I'm not able to figure out anything more deeper or beyond. So then for now, whatever I'm seeing, I'm thinking that's I am. And then this identity can also have different levels of perception. Yesterday, when we were reading Prabhupada Lilamrita, there was this deprogramming that people wanted to do in the US. So the question came, okay, but we also would like to deprogram people who have this misunderstanding that I am this body. Why? Because this is a big misconception, thinking that I am this body is very, very dangerous. Because that is the cause of us to be always in this world, not looking for eternal release from this conditioning. So in Bhagavad Gita, we see Krishna is telling to Arjuna, that is even first instruction that he gives to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Dehinosmin yata dehe, Dehin osmin yata dehe, Kaumaram yavanam jara. Just like the body is changing, isn't it? From what? It is changing from boyhood to youth to old age, isn't it? Similarly, dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptir. After we give up this body, what happens? Tata dehantara praptir dhiratatra namuhyati. What is happening? That after one leaves this body, he takes another body, which means it's like as if like changing the dresses. We have now this body of an Indian, or it's American or European, and what happens is after this, one is moving on. So this is the situation. We are not the Deha, but we are the Dehi. Dehinosmin. Dehinosmin. We are not the body, but we are covered with this body, Deha. So, but actually we are Dehi. So we are situated in this body, and especially it is even confirmed. Where are we situated? It is in the heart. Heart is the sitting, resting place. Heart is the resting place of the jiva. So it is also very clear. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddesis Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna is telling to Arjuna, where is that Jiva is sitting? He is sitting in the um, sorry, the Lord is, yeah. So this verse also means that the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. which is also the resting place of the Jivatma. So there is always these two Atmas that are inside a body, that two in the heart. One is actively wandering from one branch to the other branch, according to Upanishad, whereas the other branch is witnessing what is happening. And then, but is he independent? Can he do whatever he wants? No, it is said, though he, Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani. So he is becoming one animal, one life, the other animal, other life, one tree, another. Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. Under what? It is made of, what is it? Yantra, machine, yeah. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart and is directing the wandering of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. So that is our position. Which means we are not fully independent. That is the reason. I don't know again if Shesh Sai Prabhu is there. That is what it means, being part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Anyway, so we come to our fourth Canto, chapter 26. 1 to 3 are wonderful verses which are telling our reality. The word yantra is the carrier. The living entity is always being influenced by three qualities. That's what here, what is it mentioned? Trivenum Pancha Bandhuram. Trivenum Pancha Bandhuram is that equipped with five swift punch. Okay. The order is different here in the translations. So the three influenced by three qualities. What are these? Sattva, Guna, Rajo, Guna, and Tamo. So God has what is it? Employs the three energies. What is three energy? Am I audible?
No, it was breaking, Prabhuji, last few seconds.
Okay, I will repeat again. So it is said about three. What is it? Armor. Yeah. Three flags. What is the word used here is Tribhi Guna. So here we see that there are three gunas, right? Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, and Tamo Guna. And the whole world does not know the Lord because one is covered by these. Krishna is saying, Tribir Gunamayer Bhavair Ebis Sarva Idam Gata Mohitam. Because of what is that? Delusion. Nabi Janati. No one knows me. Mam ebhya param avyayam. So, but you should know that I am above this exhaustible, which means above the modes and inexhaustible. So this understanding is covered. That is the reason one is even in the material world, because he is under the influence of three gunas. So going further, explaining what are these These three qualities are described in this verse as three flags. By a flag, one come to know who the owner of that chariot is, isn't it? Parth Prabhu, what is the flag of BJP? What is the flag? What is the flag of Congress, INC? Through the flag, we know, right? Who is who?
Yes,
I don't know if Parth Prabhu was there, but
yes, Prabhu.
yeah. So by a flag, one comes to know who the owner of the chariot is. Similarly, by the influence of the three qualities of modes of nature, one can easily know the direction in which the chariot is moving. In other words, one who has eyes to see can understand how the body is being driven, influenced by the particular type of quality of material nature. In these three verses, the activities of living entities described to prove how the body becomes influenced by the qualities of ignorance, even when a person wants to be religious. Right? No one wants that, hey, I want to be in the mode of ignorance. Yeah. Does anyone want to be ignorant? Only if he want to escape punishment, he want to act ignorant, isn't it? If He would say, "Oh, I don't know. Sorry, I don't." Yeah. Did you want to try to know? No, no, no. Why? Because if I know, then I have to do so much. Just what is it called? There's some saying, right? Ignorance is bliss. Is there a saying like that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is
If you
it?
don't see things, if you don't see things, you can be happy. Yeah, what you told is true, Prabhuji. Ignorance is bliss.
Huh. Yeah, ignorance is bliss. So people want to dwell in the mode of ignorance. Narad Muni wants to tell to Prachina Parishad that king was being influenced by Tamogun, the quality of ignorance, even though the king was supposed to be very religious. So a king who is responsibility to is to be very religious, what happens is because of that, he can see how can he be more enjoyous while he has given that position. Sometimes, most of the time, we see also how politicians to keep on their position for many tenures. Yeah, they are eager. They are eager to do anything. In that, they are more covered in the mode of ignorance. And according to Karma Kanda, a person performs various sacrifices directed by the Vedas, and in all those sacrifices, animal killing or experimenting on the life of animal to test the power of Vedic mantras is enjoined. So, Karma Kanda, we see, hey, okay, I don't know, Hemagori Mataji, you are there. You can correlate to your conversation with someone, yeah, isn't it? So, I don't know. I heard, yeah, maybe fact or not, but you may relate this with maybe some other politicians. There are still some politicians to come to rule. They do a lot of animal sacrifices. One incident I heard is in the Nepal, the king. The other incident is in Telangana, where to be on position, yeah, animal sacrifice was performed. Yeah, maybe you guys can check the legitimacy of it. But yeah, not only this, in the history, there are so many other occasions. And yeah, that is the reason where the Kshatriyas or the rulers, they are behind the Brahmanas or so-called Brahmanas. What do they do is so that they can grant them next tenure of rule. They can bring the auspicious blessings so that they can rule. This is the mode of a karma kanya, means the process of fruitive activities. A person performs various sacrifices directed by the Vedas. Only intent is to enjoy. Animal killing is certainly conducted under the influence of mode of ignorance. This is clear. In fact, I was in Bangalore. I met my cousin who was in fact telling that his guru is referring to the books from ancient sources in the Vedas to say, in fact, there was nowhere a promotion of actually animal killing as part of the sacrifice. So he has so many references. If someone is interested, I can share that book. I don't remember which language was that. Is it Kannada or English? I have to check. But yeah, he's also in contact with Madhva Acharyas to explain to so that he can also suggest that in their preaching they can also use these references as a means to stop um, this animal killing, yeah, and also to do a universal peace yajna, so that till now people were under the impression of animal killing is approved, who have done all these things have already incurred go hatya and all these things. So one should even perform universal yajna for peace, so that yeah, things become, or for betterment for the world, one should do. So this is going on. Which here we see that clearly, Prabhupada is mentioning that one who is doing this animal killing is certainly conducting, it is under the influence of mode of ignorance. One can bring shastras, yeah, there's one can bring references to shastras, but yeah, what is the legitimacy of those shastras? That's what is very important. And how to understand, was it understood correctly or not? That is another level. Even though one may be religiously inclined, animal sacrifice is recommended in the Shastras, not only in the Vedas, but even in the modern scriptures of other sects. These animal sacrifices are recommended in the name of religion, but actually animal sacrifice is meant for persons in the mode of ignorance. When such people kill animals, they can at least do so in the name of religion. This is something like, what do we see now? In Germany, what is legalized?
Cannabis, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So I don't know. There is some protests and demonstrations. The reason why it is legalized, does anyone know? Or you might be knowing already. The purpose was that so that anywhere drugs are going out, let it be through right channels so that one can regulate it to control it. That's what also in India, so many states have sometimes have a liquor ban, but after some time they understand that, okay, banning liquor, does it stop? No, people knows the ways how to get it, and then the government thinks at least to regulate it such a way that okay, people are able to know what is happening and can maybe take proper actions. That is a genuine interest, but we know the other interest how it is getting legalized because okay, one do not have the chance to control the not um not able to be in rule if they are not allowed this. So many things, geopolitical issues are anyway there, but we see why animal killing. So we see though it's in the mode of ignorance, why it was in the Shastras is only on exceptional cases. What are these exceptional cases? Are also mentioned and means those exceptional cases are under the regulations. Because the mind, we are in this world because of a mind is polluted, and this pollution can take any levels, right? The mind is sometimes thinking, how can I do something so uh, I have never experienced such cruelty. We see how what is it called, concentration camps, is that right? Yeah, these are the camps where the people were killed in mass. Yeah. So the cruelty, the creativity of killing is so brutal. Yeah. So so this is what happens. Yeah. So when such people kill animals, they can at least do so in the name of religion. However, when the religious system is transcendental, like the Vaishnava religion, there is no place for animal sacrifice. Such transcendental religious system is recommended by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharma parijanya mamekam sharanam praja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayami ma sucha. So this is saying that give up all these things. Dharma of killing, animal killing is approved, right? I don't know. Hemagori Mataji, was that what also was said? There are scriptures to allow killing animals. But here we have to understand what level of dharma that is. It's a very, very low level of dharma. But highest level of dharma is to give up all this and accept Krishna. And then whoever is afraid of sin that he has committed, who is afraid of sinful reaction that is going to be incurred on him, he would definitely give up all these things and take shelter of Krishna. Because Krishna is saying, what is he saying? To that one, he's saying, I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. The Lord is assuring, Krishna is assuring, don't fear. I'll take care if you completely accept the topmost religion. It is accepting him and accepting the topmost religion. Both are not different. And this is also telling in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The reason why Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is so special is it is kicking out dharma projita kaitava. What is all kinds of religious systems that are involved in cheating, projita kaitava, are kicked out. This is the beauty of Bhagavatam. So in Bhagavad Dharma, the religion dealing with one's relationship with the Supreme Lord, animal sacrifice is not recommended. So now it is up to us to choose. We should really be very serious to understand. Do we want to elevate ourselves from the mode of ignorance, which is animal killing, which is, one can say so many things that in some temples, killing of animals is done, that is offered to the Lord, then this is also taken as a prasadam, or in similar lines about liquor and all these things, these are done in the mode of ignorance. When we take to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, this gives us a clear understanding that one should abstain from all these things. In the performance of Sankirtan Yajna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. There is no recommendation of animal sacrifices. So we have to understand that a Vaishnava is top. Why? Because he is nothing to do with all these low hankerings, conditionings, and wandering business in this world, life after life. No, this is the topmost where one is getting complete freedom by just taking to the process of bhakti. So, King Puranjan going from the forest to kill animals is what symbolic of living in different mode of life and thus engaging in different activities of sense gratification. So, the metal body itself indicates that the living entity is already influenced by the moods and that he is driven to enjoy material resources. That is the reason. Yeah. Sometimes we may understand, oh, Bhagavad Gita tells me what to do, Bhagavatam tells me what to do, but what to do, I am not able to control my senses. I am not able to relieve myself from all this. This is because we are in the mode of material nature, influences. So only way is by taking to the lotus feet of Mukunda. This is what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. That is the only resort. Where if we take the shelter of Mukunda, and then we can fearlessly, we do not care about all these other energies. Why? Because the Lord gives protection. He's saying, if you surrender to me, if you take my shelter, that is the topmost, and I will take care of you. That is the assurance. So when it is influenced by modes of material nature, the infection is as this is another reference analogy. The material body itself indicates that we are infected. When the body is influenced by the mode of ignorance, its infection becomes very acute. When it is influenced by the mode of passion, what is happening now? Just there is some disease. Just some disease is there. But when one is affected by the mode of passion, then the symptoms also start manifesting. Oh, this guy is having Hridaya Daurbalyam. His heart is infected with so many anarthas. That is because he is covered. What is the meaning of covering? Because his knowledge is covered. What does that mean? He is in ignorance. So he is in the mode of ignorance. But what happens? Do we know? No. As soon as he starts talking, then we know, is he in the mode of passion or goodness or even ignorance? Why? Because the symptoms will start manifesting. Its influence in ignorance is very acute, and when it is influenced by mode of passion, the infection is at the symptomatic stage. This is what happens. What is happening? We can start seeing, hey, he is carried away by passion. When body is influenced by mode of goodness, then what happens? The materialistic infection becomes purified. Just like when there is a disease, when one takes medicine, then his disappears. The ritualistic ceremonies recommended in religious systems are certainly on the platform of goodness. That is okay, the medicines are good. But because within this material world, even the mode of goodness is sometimes polluted by other qualities, namely passion and ignorance, a man in goodness is sometimes driven by influence of ignorance. How to understand this? Let's say if one is infected, one has infection and or a disease, then what is happening? He's taking medicines, and sometimes what happens is medicines backfire, isn't it? He is thinking this is good, isn't it? He is thinking animal sacrifice will purify me, isn't it? It looks all nice, nice. Hmm? Have anyone seen a leaflet that comes along with the medicine with what is it called? Contraindications, if I'm right. Is it contraindications or the I don't think they write side effects, because side effects people will be scared. So that's why they wrote contraindication, something very posh. Dinath Prabhu, what do they write usually?
I was also thinking, Prabhuji. I mean, you mean on allopathy medicines?
Yeah, allopathy medicine. Homeopathy doesn't declare.
Yes. Yeah, I think homeopathy and Ayurveda, they don't write anything, I think. Yeah.
They don't write. They write
Mm.
something, but yeah, I have seen also they write. But they simply what they write is they say that suggested as per physician, and now the physician only has to tell.
Yeah, maybe Radkeli Mataji can correct us.
She is there. She is there. Yeah, I'm scared to ask her.
Yeah, not, yeah, exactly. They don't clip, but yeah, it is on your risk. So only
Yeah.
the
Just
physician.
increase the dose, you are gone. Subtle. Yeah. Just like anyway, so topic is not, but we see, yeah, this is what is happens. But when one is getting, yeah, we are thinking, after all, I'm getting the right medicine. It worked for Parth Prabhu, it worked for Makarand Prabhu. It will also work for me. This is what we are thinking. But what is happening for this disease to the heart? So what is the cure? We need to take the right medicine. We are thinking right medicine is some yoga. What is that? If I do yoga, then I'm not providing all the favorable atmosphere. The ecosystem for the anattas to flourish is not provided. No, it's not like that. It's only that we are not seeing. Yeah, but the ecosystem is so subtle, isn't it? Other than you were asking, Parth Prabhu, about attraction towards opposite sex. There was a question. Do you remember? Yeah. Though, yeah, when we are doing very seriously japa, when we are focusing ourselves, closing our eyes, waking up early morning, what's happening? Yeah. So there, I mean, yoga, sometimes people think as a means through which one can attain success. One may think even that yoga is in the mode of goodness, isn't it? Are we not saying yoga is in the mode of goodness? That's why, we have celebrated International Yoga Day. Why? Because it brings goodness. What is happening in that goodness disguise? What is happening? We are only tackling the physical issues, but the mental problem. Hello. But the mental problems are still dominating. Why? Because we have not addressed it properly. This is what here we mean that though, but because within this material world, even the mode of goodness is sometimes polluted by other qualities. Who wants only goodness? Huh? For goodness, God's sake, no, let's not have it because there is no taste, right? Ajay Prabhu, we want some spice to the food, right? If someone is bringing a very nice plate of pav bhaji, but there is no salt in it, I should have asked some Marathi or Maharashtrian. What do we say?
Yeah, it's tasteless.
Yeah. He will say the one who has cooked is tasteless, and also the dish is tasteless. The life becomes tasteless, isn't it? So this is what happens. So people, unless one comes to a purity, he doesn't appreciate what is mode of goodness, what is the importance of it, and why he should really strive to maintain it out. So this is very, very important. Otherwise, what happens? He is again influenced by the mode of passion and ignorance, and a man in goodness is sometimes driven by influence of ignorance. And this is the yeah, crust and troughs. He goes up and down, up and down. Sometimes he is high, sometimes he is low, and sometimes he thinks, where am I? So this is the challenge. So here the King Puranjan is described to be, he once went to forest to kill animals. This means that living entity came under the influence of mode of ignorance. Living entity who is in the spiritual world, engaging very nicely in the service of the Lord. What happened is that he has, under the influence of mode of ignorance, he entered here. The forest in which the king Puranjan engaged in hunting was named Panchaprashta. Pancha means five, and this indicates the object of five senses. The body has five working senses, namely hands, legs, tongue, rectum, and genitals. By taking full advantage of these working senses, the body enjoys material life, isn't it? After all, the life is meant to enjoy king size. I don't even want to compromise a queen size. King size means no restrictions. It is said, there is a saying, if the king want beating, who can stop? If king says, hey, I want to be beaten, can anyone stop? No one. So that is the condition of a foolish person, that whatever he wants unlimited, unrestricted, and then he doesn't even know what is that unlimited, unrestricted can really mean good for him or not. So this means that he, the living entity, came under the influence of mode of ignorance. The forest in which King Puranjan engaged in hunting was named Panchaprashta. The chariot is driven by five horses, which represent the five sense organs, namely the eyes, ears, nose, skin, and tongue. These sense organs are very easily attracted by sense objects. Come on, this is the reason why so many yogis go to Himalayas. He goes to place where there are no objects like this. When there is no object, no problem, isn't it? We have solved our problem. Isn't it the easiest trick? Anyone agrees to this model? After all, that's the solution, right? Where there's a problem, we just avoid, we just go away. Suryatej Prabhu?
To some extent, Prabhu, but not completely.
What happens when we say, hey, okay, I have disturbances here, let me go somewhere. What happens is the disturbances may not be there, but after some time you start feeling the same here and everywhere, isn't it? The problems may be different, but the problems will be there. So here what is happening? So these sense organs are very easily attracted by sense object, and the whole material world is filled of these sense objects in one or the other, right? When maybe in city we may think, we may not appreciate, what is it called, fruits. Adirasa Prabhu, when I am offering you nice fruits, you may think, what fruits? Come on, I want burger, I want pizza, I want pasta, I want gulab jam, so many things. I don't know what is the menu today, but let's see what happens in our menu in today's menu at home program. Let's see which has most demand. Obvious, do we select fruits? No, come on, fruits, no fruits. But if the same person has nothing except fruits, then what we will do? Don't we enjoy again? Hey, I like this fruit. Whatever is your favorite fruit, I don't know. Right? Within that, whatever restriction, we try to find the best and enjoy. If one goes to Himalayas, after all, going to Swiss Alps, going to Himalayas, is it not so anyway enjoying? Yogis, I don't know why are they going there. For us, it's a dream place to be there, right? To go and enjoy. Tourism is booming in these places, isn't it? Dinath Prabhu? Rather than common
Yes.
men, tourist men are more in your areas, right? Why? Wow, nice landscape, nice place to go for. So, I don't know how yogis can stay so what do you call, engage themselves in yoga. It's even more distracting. So anyway, the point here is that the more we find, we are thinking that we may find a place where we can enjoy, or restrict, but the mode of ignorance and passion is everywhere. At maybe some places it is not dominant. What is that place when we're talking about tirthas, when we talk about holy places? In the holy places, what if we see is, because the spiritual vibes are dominating, because there is mode of goodness in the practitioners of bhakti, because of which what happens, the mode of goodness is dominating. So one may appreciate goodness, but again, don't we see in these holy places the mode of ignorance and mode of passion, how people are affected? Yesterday we were reading about Puri. Yeah, Prabhupada was mentioning what was that? To building a temple in Puri. There was I don't know, one of his disciples were saying, but yeah, Prabhupada, this has become there are a lot of resorts that have come along the sea, and yeah, rather than Puri, which is Jagannath place, which is a place of worship. It has also become a place of recreation, so that one can have a nice camp. What kind of nice camp? You can enjoy yourself. You can also, when you want, you have a problem, you go to the Lord and say, "Hey, Lord, I am going for a swim. By the time I come back, yeah, please help me to resolve my problems." So why not? Isn't it a good bargain? He can enjoy both. So that's how. But anyway, we can still see one who is very, very serious and sincere sadhakas, who is endeavoring to dive deep into devotion. The Lord is also giving that in those places. So in the material world, Vishaya means material world. In the Vishaya, there is no chance of saying there is no, unless we ourselves dive deep into transcendence and enjoy that. So that is the way through which we can overcome the effects. Otherwise, what will happen? The chariot king Puranjan kept two explosive weapons. Suryatej Prabhu, that is the problem. Even if we go to any part of the world, the problem are there are two explosive weapons that are always there. What is that? Ahankar, which is two explosive weapons which are compared to Ahankar. And what are the two attitudes of Ahankar? One is what? Ahanta. And that is what I am this body. I am this body, I am this body, I am this body. So that's why everything is mine, mine, mine. And everything in this, in my body relationship belong to me. These we cannot give because they are so deep. Since objects which are outside, you can give up. Oh, I don't like this. I don't eat that. I don't enjoy this. That you can restrict. What about these that are inside us? The chariot is decorated with three flags represent three modes of nature. The five kinds of obstacles are or uneven roads represent five kinds of air passing within the body. These are prana, apana, udana, samana, vyana. The body itself is covered by seven coverings, namely skin, mucus, fat, blood, marrow, bone, and semen. So these are the coverings. The living entity is covered by the three subtle material energy elements and five gross material elements. These are actually obstacles placed before the living entity on the path of liberation from material bondage. So this is what. So how can we give up all these? Either gross eye objects, sense objects we may give, but what about subtle sense objects? This is the mamata. We always think, oh, this is mine, I want it. The word Rashmi, rope, in this verse indicate the mind. And the word Nida, in Telugu, Nida means shade, not shadow.
Yeah.
Shade.
Shadow, Prabhuji. Shade.
Shade.
Need.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, Prabhupada is helping us to understand. In this case, Nida is the heart, where the living entity is situated. The living entity sits in one place only. The cause of his bondage are two, namely lamentation and illusion. In the material existence, the living entity simply hankers to get something he can never get. This is what. If he gets now, he will not hanker for it. He will hanker for only that he cannot get. Yeah? Therefore, he is in illusion. What he cannot get, he is trying, that is illusion. As a result of being in this illusory situation, the living entity is always lamenting. Why? Shoka. Shoka, this is coming. Why? Because he is not successful. Because he is not successful, he is in that. Thus, the lamentation and illusion, shoka and moha, herein as mentioned as dvik kubara, the two posts of bondage. You know how a cow is tied to a post. Yeah, we are also tied these two things. These are two posts, either lamentation or illusion. The living entity carries out various desires through 5 different processes which indicate the working senses. The golden armor, that he wears, the golden ornaments and dress indicate that the living entity is influenced by the quality of Rajoguna. One who has a good deal of money or riches is especially driven by a mode of passion. So that's why sometimes we say, what do a richest man have is only money. He has so much money that he has so much money. But what happens, because so much money sometimes makes one carried away, that he is carried away by Rajoguna. One who has a good deal of money in riches is especially driven by that. Being influenced by the mode of passion, one desires so many things for enjoyment in this material world. The 11 commanders here represent the 10 senses and the mind. The mind is always making plans with the 10 commanders to enjoy the material world. The forest named Panchapashta, where the king went to hunt, is a forest of 5 senses. Form, taste, sound, smell, and touch. Thus, in these 3 verses, Narad Muni describes the position of the material body and engagement of living entity within it. So, if we do not have right engagement, we will be in right. When we let me say again, when we have correct engagement, then we can avoid incorrect engagement of life. That is the key. What is the right engagement is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It seems to be so simple that I don't even trust. Can it really make it? But we can, through the light of Shastras, through the light of Bhagavat, we can understand that chanting is the means to get freedom, so that we can embrace the right dharma. What is that Bhagavad Dharma? What does it mean? To always remember Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, to engage in the service of the Lord, remembering Him constantly. And through that process, we can engage in the right activity, so that we can get freedom from this engagement of material life and engage in the service of the Lord. I'll stop here. We could go on through this. I think we have covered quite some. Just to kind of reiterate, what did we see here in this verse is, once the king Puranjan, he went to the forest. Uh, uh, there is also a meaning, I think I couldn't cover this. Going to the forest also means that one is leaving the household. One is bored with his wife. One is bored with his wife. He is hunting. But he go to the forest. Did he go to the forest so that he can have nice ambience to eat? No, he is going there. Why? Because he is hunting. He goes to hunt. And the allegorical meaning of this hunting is actually woman hunting. So he's going because he's not satisfied at home, because he's not satisfied with his wife, and that's why he's bored about it. And then why now he want to sport out, so he goes out for hunting. So that is about the Puranjan, who's the soul. Chariot is the body. The bow is absorption in being the doer and enjoyer. We do everything, right? So the archer, can he shoot the arrows without the bow? Anyone? No, right? We do want have something. And what is that? The feeling of doer. Oh, I am the doer. I am the doer. That's why we are doing so many nonsense. Isn't it? Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu. This doership and to enjoy, these are the causes of us doing so many. People who are working like, what do you call, the donkeys and asses? No. Yeah, donkeys and asses, and then spending like monkeys, right? And when Krishna is saying you are not the doer, then we are shocked. Oh, like I've been thinking I'm the doer, right? Did you do it? No, I did it. Huh? Can someone deny that, oh, I worked at my company? Can someone deny that I did that? Someone deny I did this? No. After all, I am the doer. And Krishna is saying you are not the doer. So this is the feeling. This is what we are doing. We are directed by our desires. And even if we are directed by our desires, it is still the Paramatma who is allowing Anumanta and Upadrashta. So in that case, still we can see that we are not independently the doers. That's what here the bow represents, and the unlimited arrows represent unlimited desires. And then we see that, let me take this. The quiver of unlimited arrows is infinite material desires. Two explosive arrows, which is ahanta and mamata, are the attitudes of a false ego. They are there. And then five arrows are five activities of jnanendriyas. Five horses are five senses to which we attract. Then two wheels are the sinful and pious activities for the chariot. Revolving axle, where through which it revolves is the pradhan. Without that, there is no question of doing anything, right? Three flags are three modes of nature. Five supports are five life airs: prana, apana, udana, samana, vyana. And Rhine, the rope, is the mind. Driver is the intelligence. Sitting place is the heart. Two posts to which we are bound are lamentation and illusion. Then the seven coverings are the dhatus. Five different motions of chariot are five activities of karmendriya. Five obstacles, uneven roads, five kinds of air passing within the body. 11 commanders is 10 senses and one mind. Destination, the forest named is what? Panchaprastha, five sense objects. So we go for sense objects and we are hunting. In day, we are daydreaming. In the night, we are dreaming in the night. Sometimes we achieve something, so we think we are the doers. So in 3 verse, Narad Muni told the situation of a jiva in this material body. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone have some points to share, add, comment, realizations that you went through this one session or through this one, 3 verses?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So you mentioned that King Pranjana, he left his wife and went to the jungle.
Yeah.
So what was that? Why did he leave? Because he was so
He wants
attached.
to go to the forest, right? The king, what does he do? King does hunting, right?
Okay.
The king is bored at home. At home, he is bored. He wants excitement, adventure. He goes to the forest for hunting.
Okay.
So, this is also means that, one is, if intelligence is blunt, then the person is carried away by attractions, then he looks for more adventure. Some dive deep into the sea. What do we call them? Scuba divers? I think, scuba
Prabhu.
divers are quite excited to see, wow, what a unimaginable world inside the waters, and some are going into the other planets high in the sky for all adventures, excitement. They're not seeing they don't even know what is the neighbor, right? But they want to go to the Mars. Now there is a Prabhu, do you know your neighbor?
Not really.
Do you know yourself?
No, Prabhuji.
So at least we can start from here before we go out of space.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Did I answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. I mean, so we can say like one attachment is not for always. Like he was so attached, but still he He could not live
Yeah.
without his life, but
So he was attached to the wrong thing, and that's what the next chapter. I mean, I don't know when we will come to that level, but next chapter is total 360 degrees. The Puranjan goes to his wife. I mean, it's. I'll keep it the suspense still, but yeah, he left his wife for now. Okay, leaving his wife also means he lost his intelligence. He left his intelligence. Yeah. So Dev Prabhu,
thank you.
how was it?
Prabhuji, it was good, still like slowly trying to understand because I joined from the middle. So
Hmm.
yeah, but it was good.
Mhm. Do you have anything that you picked up or you found interesting, or you have any question?
Not any questions, but I was trying to take notes out of it. So yeah, even the last time when I didn't understood like some things clearly, so I went back to the lecture on YouTube. So and even the
Mhm.
before, but I saw like there was a gap of like last lecture was like 3 months ago it was uploaded. Um so I couldn't find the link like okay where should I actually okay I had this question that okay I'm new and I haven't attended the previous chapters. So
Mhm.
how should I go? Like, should I continue from here, or while continuing from here, should I also take a look at the previous chapters or the previous cantos?
Yeah. I would do the following. I think you pinged me, right? So I have your contact now. What I'll do is maybe kind of give you the links of especially only this part, which is all about the King Puranjan. Yeah, so this is the class that starts after the Rudra Gita session. That also I think we spent 3 4 weeks. So that is also a plan. So to make this series, one thought came to me to join the videos, but later I thought, if it is such a long, I don't know if anyone would be even watching or seeing. I was thinking we could create a playlist, yeah, and order these lectures so
Yeah.
that these classes will be in a playlist. So let's say now we are talking about Puranjan, and then 1 2 3 4, and that way it can also help if someone want to watch it systematically.
Yes, Prabhuji, that would be like, at least for me,
Mm.
I could say like it would be beneficial. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Prabhuji, should we now create chapter-wise playlist?
um let's talk about this, how we want to do it, but at least we can in a chronology we can have what was the previous class, what is the next class, so that there is a serial order. How do we name it? Maybe in the description we can mention the chapter and the verses, the canto
Yeah,
chapter
Prabhu.
verses, etc. But in the title, for example, today we were discussing about something that we thought, okay, maybe animal sacrifice or something that we find is more relevant and might be interesting for others. We can put that as the title. That's what I'm thinking. And any this is just my limited with my limited thinking. This may be.
And Dev Prabhu,
Ji?
if you have any questions, Prabhuji, you can reach any one of us. Yeah. Do you have anyone, I mean, contact in our group?
Yeah, I
There is
have I have
yeah.
contact with Arun Prabhuji.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. And even with Sudama Prabhu or with me or any one of us, like, you can be in touch. Whenever you have questions, you can write us, and maybe when we have time, and we will call back you and discuss,
Yeah.
even with Arun Prabhu or anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much. And I had one like very simple question, not related to Bhagavatam or anything. So it's been like 1 month only I started doing Mala Japa. and I've been doing it like very regularly, at least 4 rounds a day. But I had this very silly question, like if I'm doing 1 round, and if the mala gets dropped from my hand, or if I want to drink water during that round, so is it okay, or like should I wait until I complete the round?
Preferred is uninterrupted. Yeah. But of course, for whatever reason, if you have to take a break, it's fine. Yeah. So what you can do is resume from there. But if you really want, you can even restart the round.
Yeah. Okay. And is it like better like if one do 4 rounds at once, or like I do like divided during the day, like one in the morning, afternoon, evening, and night? So
How do you find it when you do it like that, spread across?
I think it's better like, okay, if I 1 round in the morning, and then maybe during 4 hours, like till 1 or something happened, then I'm again in down mood. So if I do it like in afternoon, I'm okay, I feel like a bit energized and bit better.
Okay, then I would say that maybe use your morning hours for more rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, so something like now you're able to do four, I'm very sure, very easily. What you could do is you could do kind of 8 rounds where four you're doing in the morning with full focus. Maybe you can try this for a week, like 4 rounds in the morning. Yeah. So try to make some time for yourself to do those 4 rounds. And then during the day, whatever you do, yeah, as per your convenience. So after a week, then we can see how it is. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And
Yeah.
Dev Prabhu, where do you live?
I live in Paderborn, close by
Paderborn.
Bielefeld. Yeah.
Yeah. We live in Duisburg.
Okay.
Okay.
Not
Because
that
today
far.
we have a home program in Noise. Can you able to join? Is it nearby,
Where is
or
it?
I don't know? Noise.
Some Paderborn, it will take a direct RE5 that comes to Düsseldorf. It comes to Düsseldorf. Oh, I think it also, there's a train directly to Neuss, NEUSS. You can check that.
Okay. I think I'm not sure for today because I had things planned, but from next week, I'll try to come to temple in Cologne. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Tomorrow, if you're there in temple, or
No, not tomorrow. From next weekend.
okay, fine. Yeah, see you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So others, Sindhu Mataji, I see the
Hare
name.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. How is it? How are things
Yes,
going?
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, everything is going good. Thank you.
Okay. When we say that, then we are in illusion. Okay. No, just joking. For devotees, it's not the case. For devotees, it's right. Okay. Any other questions, or I think in chat?
And I just wanted to know Ajay Prabhu where he live. I mean, is he live nearby NRV, because he is there in the call.
From Hanover, or Ajay Prabhu? Maybe he's away. Yeah, I remember maybe he's from Hanover somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, wish you a very nice weekend. If someone is coming today, we'll see today, otherwise tomorrow in the temple. Until then, anyway, tomorrow morning we have systematic study of Vedic scriptures. We are going through wonderful qualities of devotees, devotional qualities. Panchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Canto Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.